Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you this. How many times have you been blindsided by someone's actions? How many times have you trusted someone only to find out later that they were not who they seemed to be? It's a painful experience, isn't it? And it happens because we often focus on the wrong things. The charm, the words, the surface level traits that can be easily manipulated. But if you want to see someone's true character, if you want to know who they really are, you need to pay attention to just two things. Two things that cut through the noise and reveal the essence of a person. Two things that don't lie. Adversity is one of the most revealing tests of character because it strips away the superficial layers of a person and exposes their core values, resilience, and true nature. When life is smooth and predictable, it's easy for anyone to present themselves in a favorable light. People can appear kind, generous, and virtuous when there's no pressure, no conflict, and no hardship. But when adversity strikes, when the stakes are high, when the pressure mounts, and when everything seems to be falling apart, that's when a person's true character comes to the forefront. Adversity doesn't just reveal character, it forges it. It's in these moments of crisis that people are forced to confront their deepest fears, their weaknesses, and their values. And it's in these moments that you can truly see who someone is. Think about it. When everything is going well, people can easily maintain a facade. They can say the right things, act in ways that align with societal expectations, and present themselves as upstanding individuals. But when adversity hits, the mask often slips. The pressure of difficult circumstances forces people to make choices, and those choices are a reflection of their true character. Do they crumble under the weight of the challenge, or do they rise to the occasion? Do they resort to dishonesty, manipulation, or selfishness to protect themselves? Or do they remain steadfast in their principles, even when it's difficult? These are the questions that adversity answers, and the answers are often revealing. One of the reasons adversity is such a powerful test of character is that it pushes people out of their comfort zones. Comfort zones are where people feel safe, where they can operate on autopilot, and where they don't have to confront their limitations or fears. But adversity doesn't allow for that. It forces people to confront their limitations, to face their fears, and to make difficult decisions. And it's in these moments of discomfort and uncertainty that people's true selves emerge. You see, character isn't just about how you act when things are easy, it's about how you act when things are hard. It's about how you respond to challenges, setbacks, and failures. It's about whether you have the strength and integrity to stay true to your values, even when it's inconvenient or painful. Consider, for example, someone who faces a major professional setback. Perhaps they lose their job, or their business fails, or they make a costly mistake. How do they respond? Do they take responsibility for their actions, learn from their mistakes, and work to rebuild? Or do they blame others, make excuses, and refuse to acknowledge their role in the situation? The way they respond to this adversity tells you a lot about their character. Someone who takes responsibility and works to improve themselves demonstrates resilience, humility, and a commitment to growth. These are the hallmarks of strong character. On the other hand, someone who shifts blame and refuses to learn from their mistakes reveals a lack of accountability and a tendency to avoid difficult truths. This is a sign of weak character. Adversity also reveals how people treat others when they're under pressure. When things are going well, it's easy to be kind, patient, and considerate. But when adversity strikes, people's true colors often show in how they treat those around them. Do they become irritable, selfish, and dismissive, or do they remain compassionate, supportive, and empathetic? The way someone treats others in times of stress is a powerful indicator of their character. For instance, imagine a leader who faces a crisis within their organization. Do they remain calm, listen to their team, and make decisions that prioritize the well-being of others? Or do they become authoritarian, dismissive, and focus solely on their own survival? The way they handle the crisis reveals their true priorities and values. Another aspect of adversity that reveals character is how people handle failure. Failure is an inevitable part of life, and how someone responds to it says a lot about who they are. Do they view failure as an opportunity to learn and grow, or do they see it as a reflection of their worth and give up? Someone with strong character understands that failure is not the end, it's a stepping stone to success. They are willing to take risks, make mistakes, and learn from them. They have the resilience to keep going, even when things don't go as planned. On the other hand, someone with weak character may be paralyzed by the fear of failure. They may avoid taking risks, blame others for their mistakes, or give up at the first sign of difficulty. This fear of failure often stems from a fragile sense of self-worth and a lack of confidence in their ability to overcome challenges. Adversity also tests a person's integrity. Integrity is about doing the right thing even when no one is watching and even when it's difficult. It's about staying true to your values and principles even when it's inconvenient or costly. Adversity often presents situations where people are tempted to compromise their integrity for short-term gain. For example, someone facing financial difficulties might be tempted to cut corners, cheat, or lie to get out of trouble. But someone with strong character will resist this temptation. They will choose honesty and integrity, even if it means facing greater hardship in the short term. In basically the mission of the show, they must constantly shift to live in a world of varied economies. This commitment to doing the right thing, even in the face of adversity, is a hallmark of true character. Moreover, adversity reveals a person's capacity for empathy and compassion. When people are struggling, they often become more self-focused, as their own problems consume their attention. But someone with strong character can rise above this self-focus and extend compassion to others, even when they're facing their own challenges. For example, consider someone who is going through a personal crisis, such as the loss of a loved one or a serious illness. Do they withdraw into themselves and become consumed by their own pain? Or do they find ways to support and care for others, even in the midst of their suffering? The ability to extend compassion and empathy during times of adversity is a sign of deep strength and character. Adversity also reveals a person's ability to adapt and innovate. Life is unpredictable, and adversity often forces people to think creatively and find new solutions to problems. Someone with strong character is willing to adapt to changing circumstances and find ways to overcome obstacles. They are resourceful, flexible, and open to new ideas. On the other hand, someone with weak character may resist change and cling to old ways of doing things, even when they're no longer effective. This rigidity often stems from a fear of the unknown and a lack of confidence in their ability to navigate new challenges. Finally, adversity reveals a person's sense of purpose and meaning. When faced with difficult circumstances, people often question their values, goals, and beliefs. Someone with strong character uses adversity as an opportunity to reflect on their life and reaffirm their sense of purpose. They are able to find meaning in their struggles and use their experiences to grow and evolve. On the other hand, someone with weak character may become disillusioned and lose sight of their purpose. They may feel overwhelmed by their circumstances and struggle to find meaning in their suffering. This ability to find purpose and meaning in adversity is a key aspect of resilience and strong character. In conclusion, adversity is a powerful test of character because it forces people to confront their fears, make difficult choices, and reveal their true selves. It strips away the superficial layers and exposes the core values, resilience, and integrity of a person. By paying attention to how someone handles adversity, you can gain deep insights into their character. Do they crumble under pressure, or do they rise to the occasion? Do they remain true to their values, or do they compromise their integrity? Do they extend compassion to others, or do they become self-sophist? These are the questions that adversity answers, and the answers are often revealing. So if you want to see someone's true character, pay attention to how they handle adversity. It's in these moments of crisis that their true nature is revealed. The way someone treats those who can do nothing for them is one of the most revealing indicators of their true character. It's easy to be kind, polite, and generous to people who hold power, influence, or status, those who can offer something in return. But how someone treats individuals who are seemingly insignificant, who have no power or ability to reciprocate, speaks volumes about their integrity, empathy, and moral compass. This is because genuine character isn't about performing for an audience or currying favor with those who can advance one's interests. It's about how one behaves when there's nothing to gain, no applause to be earned, and no reward to be reaped. It's about recognizing the inherent dignity and worth of every individual, regardless of their position or utility. Consider, for example, how someone treats service workers, waiters, janitors, cashiers, or delivery drivers. These individuals often occupy roles that are overlooked or undervalued in society, and they typically have no power to influence the lives of those they serve. How does the person in question interact with them? Are they polite, respectful, and considerate, or are they dismissive, impatient, and condescending? The way someone treats these individuals reveals their capacity for empathy and their respect for others. It shows whether they see people as human beings deserving of dignity or as mere instruments to fulfill their needs. Someone who is consistently kind and respectful to service workers demonstrates a deep sense of humility and an understanding that every person, regardless of their role, deserves to be treated with decency. This principle extends beyond interactions with service workers. It applies to how someone treats anyone who is in a vulnerable or subordinate position, whether it's a new employee, a junior colleague, a stranger asking for help, or even a child. These are individuals who may not have the power to offer anything in return, and yet how someone treats them reveals their true nature. Do they take the time to listen, to offer guidance, or to extend a helping hand? Or do they ignore, belittle, or exploit those who are less powerful? The answers to these questions provide a window into the person's character. Someone who consistently shows kindness and respect to those who can do nothing for them demonstrates a genuine commitment to fairness and compassion. One of the reasons this behavior is so revealing is that it's often done without an audience. When someone is kind to a person in power, there's often an element of performance involved. They may be seeking approval, recognition, or some form of reward, but when someone is kind to a person who can offer nothing in return, it's usually a private act, done without expectation of acknowledgement or reciprocation. This kind of behavior is rooted in intrinsic motivation, a desire to do good for its own sake, rather than for external rewards. It reflects a person's inner values and their commitment to living by a moral code, even when no one is watching. This is the essence of integrity, and it's a hallmark of strong character. Another aspect of this behavior is its reflection of empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, and it's a key component of moral behavior. When someone treats those who can do nothing for them with kindness and respect, it shows that they are capable of seeing the world from another person's perspective. Now, they recognize that everyone has struggles, hopes, and dreams, regardless of their position in life. This ability to connect with others on a human level is a sign of emotional intelligence and moral maturity. It's what enables people to act with compassion and to build meaningful relationships based on mutual respect. On the other hand, someone who treats those in subordinate positions with disdain or indifference reveals a lack of empathy and a tendency towards self-centeredness. This behavior often stems from a sense of entitlement or superiority, a belief that some people are inherently more valuable than others. It's a mindset that prioritizes one's own needs and desires over the well-being of others, and it's a sign of weak character. Such individuals may be charming and generous to those who can benefit them, but their true nature is revealed in how they treat those who are powerless. And this inconsistency between their public persona and their private behavior is a red flag, indicating that their kindness is conditional and self-serving. The way someone treats those who can do nothing for them also reveals their sense of fairness and justice. Fairness is about treating people equitably, regardless of their status or ability to reciprocate. It's about recognizing that everyone deserves to be treated with respect and dignity, simply by virtue of being human. Someone who consistently treats others fairly, even when there's nothing to gain, demonstrates a strong moral foundation. They understand that justice isn't about favoring the powerful or the privileged. It's about ensuring that everyone is treated with decency and respect. This commitment to fairness is a key aspect of strong character, and it's what enables people to build trust and foster positive relationships. In contrast, someone who treats those in subordinate positions unfairly or disrespectfully reveals a lack of moral grounding. This behavior often reflects a belief that some people are less deserving of respect or consideration than others. It's a mindset that perpetuates inequality and undermines the principles of justice and fairness. Such individuals may justify their behavior by pointing to societal hierarchies or power dynamics, but this is merely a rationalization for their lack of integrity. True character is about rising above these dynamics and treating everyone with the same level of respect and dignity, regardless of their position. Another important aspect of this behavior is its impact on relationships and social dynamics. How someone treats those who can do nothing for them influences the way others perceive them and the kind of relationships they build. Someone who is consistently kind and respectful to everyone, regardless of their status, earns the trust and admiration of others. They create an environment of mutual respect and cooperation where people feel valued and appreciated. This kind of behavior fosters positive social connections and contributes to a sense of community and belonging. On the other hand, someone who treats those in subordinate positions poorly creates an atmosphere of mistrust and resentment. Their behavior undermines social cohesion and fosters division and conflict. People are quick to notice when someone's kindness is conditional or self-serving, and this erodes trust and respect. This is why treating everyone with kindness and respect, regardless of their ability to reciprocate, is not just a moral imperative, it's also a practical one. It's the foundation of healthy, positive relationships and a harmonious social environment. Finally, the way someone treats those who can do nothing for them reflects their sense of self-worth and their understanding of their place in the world. Someone who treats everyone with kindness and respect, regardless of their status, demonstrates a healthy sense of self-esteem and a recognition of their interconnectedness with others. They understand that their worth isn't determined by their ability to dominate or control others, but by their ability to contribute positively to the lives of those around them. This mindset fosters a sense of humility and gratitude as they recognize the value of every individual and the importance of treating others with dignity. In contrast, someone who treats those in subordinate positions poorly often does so out of a sense of insecurity or inadequacy. They may feel the need to assert their superiority or control over others in order to compensate for their own feelings of inadequacy. This behavior is ultimately self-defeating as it undermines their relationships and perpetuates a cycle of negativity and conflict. True strength and confidence come from treating others with kindness and respect, not from dominating or belittling them. In conclusion, the way someone treats those who can do nothing for them is a powerful indicator of their true character. It reveals their capacity for empathy, their commitment to fairness and justice, and their sense of integrity. It shows whether they see people as human beings deserving of dignity or as mere instruments to fulfill their needs. By paying attention to how someone treats those in subordinate or vulnerable positions, you can gain deep insights into their character. Do they extend kindness and respect to everyone, regardless of their status? Or do they reserve their kindness for those who can offer something in return? The answer to this question reveals the essence of who they are. So, if you want to see someone's true character, pay attention to how they treat those who can do nothing for them.